Thanks for staying with us. Moving on now to another topic, a more Thursday appropriate topic. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel was speaking very recently, and he was saying something about the fact that women who come to marriage and expect that their husband handles everything is a liability. He says if a woman thinks only beauty and intercourse is the only thing they bring into the marriage, they are a liability. And this obviously spurred a lot of conversation. People were talking about, is he right or is he wrong? The few angles, a lot of people are complaining today that, women are too empowered. Everybody's doing 50-50, everybody's home working, and, that in itself is, some would say, is detrimental to family development, to the nurturing that women would have naturally been available to for the family, for the community. But now women, they have to work. Others are saying, I want to be pampered. I don't want to work. I want to be cared for. I want to just bring beauty and the other room activity, and I'm okay. What are your own thoughts on it? You can call us on the numbers on your screen. And then you can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read the tweet. Obiajulu, let me start with you.
Why?
Because I don't understand. What do you agree with him or do you disagree?
I don't agree and I don't disagree. Okay. I'm in between. In between because there are different situations in life.
Yeah.
And it also depends on when you start your relationship and your marriage. A woman gets to a certain age where she should have built herself. When marriage is not coming. Imagine if I had finished school. I finished, I think, about 22 or so, and maybe I didn't get married. And I wait till I'm getting close to 40 now, and the man is coming, and then I'm just presenting beauty and the other side. Nobody will take you serious because you had time to build yourself. You had time to equip yourself. You had time to hone your skills. So if a man is meeting me at this level, you should be meeting a well-grounded woman who is financially independent, because they will ask, what have you been doing all those years that you were waiting for the marriage? But if you finish school and you get into marriage, nobody's going to be asking you, what are you bringing to the table? You are the table. I am the table. When I got married, I was the table. You can't be asking me that question. You know that I have skills, I have everything, but it has not started flourishing. And even you yourself that you're coming to me, how many flourish did you flourish? We grew together. That's why I say I will not agree or disagree, because it depends on the level and the situation. However, I would advise that as we raise our children, raise them to be independent-minded, raise them to be able to stand on their own 2 feet, whether or not anybody's bringing anything. They should be able to take care of themselves. Once you have a child, a lady who can take care of herself, any situation she finds herself, she'll be okay.
Well, I would have flipped it, though. Don't you think? Let me come to hear your thoughts first, Maria.
Okay, so I think this is too much generalization. Now that, even the Dr. Olumide has questioned women who insist on not being liabilities, on whether they are willing to sacrifice something to maintain the home. So the home structure does not allow for liabilities. Let's use the word dependent. Because if you are to be helping your husband, you will sort of at some point depend on him to carry the home. So would the man now turn around and call you a liability? I go swear for him.
Yes.
And the truth be that.
Yes.
Because when we sit down, one thing must give. And they've always spoken to career women that if you are so absorbed in not being dependent on your husband, not liabilities now, to depend on your husband to carry certain things so that you can take care of certain things and make life easy for both of you. Somebody must compromise. All these ones that everybody must do, something must give. It's always the children.
Exactly.
So let's be putting things properly. When you say liability, hates every human being that has dignity in themselves, hates to be anybody's liability. And then so you start fighting the structure of the home, thinking, I don't want to be a liability, whereas that's the sacrifice that you must make to have a better home, to raise better kids. You hate that, to be in that place. You don't want a man to wake up one morning, look you in the face and say, you've been a liability.
No. You've been working, even on the flip side, you've been working in this big company, and then here are kids, they didn't have parental attention.
Let's now put it in proper perspective. If, for instance, it says that, okay, you have now given up your life, that career, that dream that you probably have, so you have a proper home, but some women would just be in that home, along with their children, the father will still be parenting them too. Then you can properly put it as perspective. But if you say, your father, your mother carried you, even they needed assistance, they could not finish all your needs. And then you come into marriage and expect a husband to carry you, you're a liability. You put it like that.
Then we understand context.
Nobody will be trying to be a good wife. And we know, for instance, I'm working. My husband is working. We leave the kids at 6 every day. they grew to fend for themselves. It's not a nice place to be in. But I don't want to be anybody's liability, so I would insist on having a career. If my husband says tomorrow, depend on me for all your needs, and he then calls me a liability because
I've always said it. I've always wanted an opportunity to just wake up in the morning and be pampered. I love being pampered. So I was going to flip I'll come to you, YK, flip what you said, because I would rather work at my youthful years, get into marriage, and know that let me work, let me hustle. And at a certain age, I just want to be cared for. I expect that my husband is now good financially. If he's God blesses him.
Because sometimes we assume that it will go well and it doesn't go that way,
that's true.
right? So if he has the capacity, why not?
Yeah.
So I am a very independent person. Anywhere you throw me to, I will survive. I have skills, I can hone them, I can sell, I can make noise, I can do anything. I would survive as long as it's legitimate. However, I like the way I am, that I am mostly taken care of.
Hey, you are. Hey,
That's extra, right?
Yes.
But what if it wasn't that way? What if we didn't grow to that? I will still do what I need to do to care for my home.
Okay, let me come to you. This issue of liability, women being a liability. What are your thoughts?
You see, I don't agree with what he said at all. Why I don't agree with what he said at all is because the role of a woman and the role of a man, they are totally different.
Very well spoken.
It is a woman that gives birth to the children that you fathered. Now, for whatever reason, the woman is incapacitated. She cannot go. She has business, she doesn't have business. She can't leave the house because of the belly which she carries. Is she now a liability?
Johnny.
You know, so when men are making such grand statements or general statements or whatever they should think about it from the woman's point of view.
Yeah.
The same thing with women. When we to make general statements, we should always think about it from a man's point of view. To me, that statement was uncalled for. Why? Because everybody's situation is different.
Yeah. True.
I mean, there are some men that even want a woman that just be making herself, makes she just yellow, tomato. When you come out, she don't make up. She don't pose. You get money, but just one small woman. Let's go out. You have my hand.
My number one problem is that I was exposed to somebody like that growing up. And that thing just stamped in my head. I know somebody like that was just pampered. I know this woman she was just a pampered human being. And I kept looking at, as a child, I just look at this woman's skin. So there's somewhere in my subconscious that Father Lord, at some point in my life, I want to be pampered. Because I keep asking myself, where does this idea of being pampered come from? And when you're talking, I was like, this is person I saw. But let me flip it a bit. More men are liabilities today.
Yeah.
In most marriages.
Yes.
So the issue now, this conversation should be such that if a lot of men are dependent wholly.
That's the word.
Wholly.
If you ask me, we'll put it in perspective.
Please put it.
So Dr. Olumide didn't put it in perspective. Maybe he's talking financial. Some men don't know where their clothes stay. Let's not even go to the basics. They depend on their spouses for everything, to take care of everything that you see them glorify in themselves. So some men are flying in their career, but they don't even know how to do certain things that will make their life whole. Some people have living parents. They're not available to care for them. A woman takes it upon herself to raise your kids, and take care of family, travel on your behalf, keep all those extra skills, social relationships that you must keep. And you look at her just because you put the money down and call her a liability.
Let me ask something small.
You know, he was talking to a congregation. He was talking to a congregation. When you don't put it in proper perspective, what you get is that men will get home. Look at the supportive spouse that they've had who has given up.
See as a liability.
You're a liability. Not immediate. That's the issue that puts it in perspective.
So let me add more to you. There was when I lost my job, I was at home for 5 years. And that 5 years, every day I was wishing I had a job. Because the job in the house was so much. I would, till now, we will write timetable for food. Today he comes, he eats rice. Tomorrow, is it rice again? No, I don't want. I'm constantly cracking my brain. How do we change the timetable? How do we cook? How do we do this?
How will you modify it?
I will wash. I will monitor. This worker is working. I'll stay with the carpenter to fix this. I'll stay with. By the time he gets home in the evening, I am exhausted. And then I'll hear, Madam, what did you do today? Ha! My head is Don't ask me that question. So we think what we trivialize as, okay, this person is just a liability, staying at home. Come and stay at home and do it and see if you
They
can.
cannot. They
So
can't.
in the eastern part of the world, they pay their women to stay at home to do the work because it's a lot of work. Right now, I can afford to have 2 girls who are living in because I cannot do the work in that house. And I pay them for it. But if I didn't have those girls, you think they would pay me for it?
Oh, nobody
Madam,
will
it's your
pay
job.
you.
Go and do it.
Let me
And
take-
then you say the person is a liability.
Let me take.
Clean, wash cooker, sweep, wash clothes.
Iron.
Let me take Amina. Amina's holding. Good morning, Amina. You're live. Thanks for calling.
In fact,
Good morning, Mariah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, beautiful ladies. You've been doing
can't hear you,
wonderful
Amina.
work. Hello, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Good morning, beautiful ladies.
Good morning.
good morning.
Yeah. I don't know from which perspective the pastor is talking about, but I just want every man to know that as far as you are a man and you are taking a woman as a wife, that woman is your responsibility.
Yes.
Whatever the woman does to help or not to help depends on her wish. Calling women liability because they cannot put something on the table, I think the pastor has not done well for the women. You must understand that the situation we are now in Nigeria, most women are out in search of one thing or the other to make a living. But it's difficult for them to bring something to the table because the life outside there is very difficult. And when you want to press further, some of the men will look at you as trying to take over. There are men, we have so many men that see women that are doing good or trying to make it in the home as a threat. You see, we should understand that women or a family is the responsibility of the man.
Yeah.
Whether the woman is working or not working, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the man who has taken up the reason to have that woman as a wife and make a family, he is supposed to take care of that family.
Thank you very much, Amina. You know, we always undermine the importance of raising children because that's what really builds a society, responsible children. Yes. And they need at least one parent who is completely available
for them.
And it's so important that we also highlight the fact that, yes, lots of women today are working because they have to.
They have to.
I mean, I saw a comment here, said men want independent working class women. Women are also expected to bring money to the table, make the home, care for the children, care for the man, do the chores, as long as women don't, you know. So they're also looking for women who can work. But when the society gets to the point where the women must also, I mean, right now, some men are insisting, if you don't have a certain type of job, I can't marry her.
That's the wrong thing. What you need is a very smart woman that has intellect, that has brain. You don't need a woman that is working. Because what she will pass to your children is not knowledge. What she will pass to your children is good character. If she's not available to pass all of that, there's a problem. Yes. Some people now are complaining that it's housemates that are raising their kids. It's not because the woman is doing so much to match up. When some people are meeting women to marry them, they're asking them, you bring 40, I'll bring 60. The woman, of course, will want to work. And then if you're a husband that says, I don't even want to bring, and we must admit that there are men who don't know, those ones don't have table. They don't have any, they're not bringing, they themselves, they're not bringing anything. The woman will carry everything for them. Society will say expect the woman to do so much. Let me just share one small joke. My son likes this particular cereal. If this cereal come and endorse him, he has been taking it since forever, I won't let it go. Yeah. So before he sleeps at night, he has to take that cereal. I, as a mother, I have tried to win him off of it. I've seen that he doesn't like to leave that cereal. So I have to continue to provide it. Yes. Because you need to give a child what he will eat to sustain, but this boy will fast. If he doesn't get that food. He would, yesterday we went out throughout the day. He wanted pizza, I bought pizza. He didn't eat that pizza till we got home for that cereal. Yeah. So I asked my husband, I was tired, can you make it for him? He just looked at me. I think I'm in that space with both of you. And you know that by 2 a.m. I got up to pray. Aww. My son was waiting for me. Mom, I've not had cereal. His father does not understand. He's on his discipline. Get off it. Eat eba. Eat rice. Eat
it doesn't work that way.
You are the one that wants to make sure that this person is whole. Yeah. I got up. I made the cereal. So if tomorrow I say, okay, money for cereal, I don't work. Or a woman who has even given up everything, she's nurturing your kids, and then she has her mother or father to take care of. And she asks you say, liabilities. So you see the terms.
Fair.
Yeah.
The choice of what, that's where me I
we need to. Let me take this call from Yakub. Thanks for calling, Yakub.
Yeah, Mario, good morning. And, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Mario, I totally disagree with Dr. Olumide 1001 times. Mario, you see, you know that woman is highly strong than women. But let me tell you this. It's not because Dr. Olumide will say this. Let a woman say that I want to go on strike for just 1 week. I can tell you the home is not going to stay. How could you call a woman a liability? You, my witness, let me include myself here. We left home. We leave all our children in the possession of this. In fact, if I have my way, woman does not even need to go work because maybe stay at home is an institution. It's a fun institution because we will pass knowledge to those children. We will make sure that those children get good character. So that you, that a man, you claim to be here, you can consider your daughter, your son, that is my man, that is my boy, that is my daughter. Why because your woman to turn there? Now, if you go, and then you come back, Morayo, let me shock you. The other room is still there. And then you call this same woman, so let's enter the other room. He does not say no. You call the same woman a liability. How? I totally disagree with him.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me come to you, BC, in a second, because let us look at things from his perspective. There are women who can be lazy, and they just want to be cared for. There are women who says, you know what, I'm beautiful. You met me at this stage in my life. I've can maintain myself. You saw me as I am. I'm high maintenance. You've now married me. You're not telling me to start working. I'm not going to work. You know. So it happens where there are women who demand that they are totally, they don't want to work at all in any shape or fashion.
But the man that's opened his eyes and saw that.
So go there.
You reap what you sow. You saw it. You reap it.
Make your bed.
It's like this economy now that petrol have turned to gold. You go and buy Jeep, 6 plug, 4 plug. And what they used to call those plug. That's why one small this thing, 50,000 naira for your finish. You say you want to look good. You now blame the car for being a liability.
It doesn't
That's a good example.
But before I answer your question, I want to even ask, do men really know what they want? Because sometimes I feel like they don't. They want a woman to work and be able to contribute and yet appear like you don't have a job. So in all that you're working and high flying, when you come home, you should cook and do the serving. They are not considering that. They want a woman to bear children, but then you must appear like you don't have any child. You should not have stretch mark. You should not have this. You should not have that. At the same time, the person has carried 3, 4 children for you. You want a woman to have all of that, but then the woman should, you want a woman to, for instance, be like Mommy Gio. Be very prayerful, be very spiritual. At the same time, we want her to have some other tendencies in the other side of the room. You know, we need to decide what we want for ourselves. And this is not a general decision. It's based on a person. It's personal. What do I want? Now, the question you asked, which is some women can be lazy. I think it's a bit disrespectful to women because it's not laziness for what I want. It's not laziness for what I desire. They are my desires and they are valid. So if at this level I say, okay, I want to be taken care of, that's what I want. You that you're coming to me, you should know that this is what I want because I'll make it, except of course I deceive you. If I make it plain to you that this is it, I want to be crossing my leg, I have somebody who massage me here, have another person who will do pedicure, I have another person who will pat, you touch my back and have another person who will serve me, and this is what I want. And you come to me and you're complaining tomorrow that I am lazy. You are not okay, 1, you did not pay attention, 2, you don't know what you want, 3, and it's not my fault. So let us decide. There are people who I know who decided, I want somebody who is able to walk so that even if I fall tomorrow, this person can stand. So that, like when I was growing up, my father, none of his wives worked. Yes. He doesn't, when you come, he says, that is it, you're not working, I have the capacity to take care of you. And I saw all my stepmothers being pampered.
And these are all your stepmothers.
How many stepmothers did you have?
There were many, over 15. Nobody worked, and I saw that. And they will agree and come in. They don't get there and start complaining tomorrow, I now want to go for your career.
All right, let me take this call from Ofuri. Good morning, Ofuri. Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning, Morayo. Good morning, Auntie Annie. Good morning, Nima, and good morning, DC.
Morning.
First of all, good morning. First of all, what I really want to ask our men is that, based on what the pastor has said, is what do men really want from a woman? You want a woman to be up and doing, and you still want her to go to work. You still want her to to take care of the kids, and whenever the kids, how they come out, how they behave, you still blame everything on the woman. And still, the other room is still there. I believe what I want to say is that men ask for too much from women. Too much. Fine, a woman is supposed to do something,
Thank
but
you.
it could be at her own leisure. It should not be, a woman should not be pressured to do things, maybe to work. Women should be pampered. Women should be cared for.
Well,
That's
thank you,
what I
thank you
just
very much,
want to say.
Ofre. In the heart of man, like in the inside, depth of heart of man, don't you think it is that desire that women are wholly dependent on them? That they are the real, like, I am caring for you. Like this, for him, this is my domain. I got you, you're feeding, you're clothing, everything. That's what they desire. But unfortunately, today's economics doesn't allow that.
I don't think that men don't want that. Like you have said, today's economics has made it not difficult for women to, but the men that have the wherewithal, I can assure you,
That's what they want.
their wives don't work.
Yes, sir.
That's what they want.
Their babes don't work.
Hey,
now.
so is that not the real way God has
The only work you work, you are working for me.
They're working.
And I
Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing?
Trying to
No,
understand.
it depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Me, I haven't been fortunate not to work. I've had to work all my life, so I don't know.
Sorry.
You know, I don't know. Though my partner, well, we are very okay. He doesn't mind that I work, but he does. If I have to go out sometimes, he doesn't like it. He resents it.
Stay with me.
Stay with me. I want you to be with me.
Like
But me, I will get up and say, because I at my age now, you can't teach a leopard new tricks.
I'm telling you.
A leopard cannot change his spots and all those
Yeah,
cliches.
yes.
So I have to move. But I can see sometimes he doesn't like it. But on the other hand, my brother, he's baby mama in the house. Nothing.
She's not doing anything. She's available.
No, she's in the house. She works in the house
Okay.
for him and his children.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine her
That's a
saying,
lot of work now.
I want to go and I want to
Office.
start going to the office. Which office?
So he likes that she's home with him, raising the kids. That's his own.
Men
Yeah.
like that. They are women.
Yes.
Be around them. My husband dare not be on leave, and I do a full day.
Hey.
When are you coming back? The same with my little son. Mommy, when are you coming back? You tell him the exact time, and at that time he's looking at the clock. But just in trying to understand, Dr. Olumide, if all you bring is beauty and intimacy, if all you bring, because there are other things you bring, not necessarily finances,
Yes.
and I think when you bring only that and you demand everything, you're an entitled woman.
Okay.
Because if some luxuries that you want is not within the man's capacity,
You have to
and
bring
you
much more.
insist he must break heads, break bank, still to provide it, you should be looking at yourself. I think what he's trying to say is just measure value to value.
Okay, let me take this call from Hassan.
Okay,
Good morning, Hassan. Thanks for calling.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
My opinion will sound somehow different today. You see, me must say something. There are some men who come with, I will contribute 60, you contribute 40. Those type of men are not husbands. Let me just put it clearly. Those guys are not in marriage, they are in partnership.
Okay.
And in partnership, everybody has a right. And it is so in our culture as Africans. Men shoulder the responsibility, and any man that is ready to take that responsibility, God will help him. You see, what we are seeing here is this. Among women, hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
You see, among women, you see them, what they put on the front burner is that duty. The duty that fits. You understand? The most important thing in marriage is that your character, you understand, and sympathy. If there is love, there will be sympathy among both parties. If there is love, there will be sympathy. If there is no love, there will be no sympathy. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hassan.
Do you think it's easy to bring beauty and body? Please.
Say it again, did he hear
Do
you?
you think it's easy to bring beauty and body to a marriage? It's not easy. It is not easy. Women should be respected for having the ability to be beautiful, whether it's God ordained or artificial or however
God
you see.
given.
No, hold on. Not every woman is beautiful.
Can buy that. What do I buy this hair?
Exactly.
You know, I know.
Not every woman
You are
is
buying
beautiful.
it.
Not every woman has that body that is
your own money or
desired.
your husband's
No,
money?
hold on first now, okay. Not every woman has that body that is desired. There's a body that is desired. There's a beauty that a man has. Do you know what it does to their ego when their wives are beautiful?
Hey.
It's work.
Hey.
Please, give these women some credit. It's
Yes.
work. If she decides it's only beauty and body that I have,
It's value.
that is what I'm bringing.
It's value.
It's valid. If you want, you go. If you don't want, waka. There are
Hey.
1,001 women out there. Pick the one that suits your needs.
That can
and
work.
Stop complaining about the ones that want to just live their life.
Hallelujah.
Every dream is valid. Let's stop making women feel a certain way for
Let me
being
respond.
a certain way.
Hello. Hello, that's my dream.
Wait,
To be pampered.
If all you bring is beauty and
something.
body.
Yes.
It's
The
what
man can have his children from somebody else. Because if you must have children, let's tell the truth. All these are we are cinching. We are cinching something 60 years. Not easy. We are tightening something. We cannot breathe. We can't breathe. All this,
it's not easy.
wait,
Please,
it's true.
appreciate them.
You see, I think what is being put in perspective, is it put it in proper perspective?
Yeah.
If you bring beauty and intimacy, it is something.
Yes.
You come into the marriage, you
She's
give
coming to
other-
our side.
Just continuing his lineage for him by having kids
I'm
is a
telling
big
you.
thing. Helping those lineage that
But you know that.
Please, I need to ask Mariah a question.
Don't ask me any question. Okay? Don't ask me. Don't ask me any question.
What I'm saying is that you cannot last long with just beauty.
Please, I won't take a call.
You can't last long with
No,
just beauty.
please call us. Please just wait.
There's no-
Don't ask me any question.
Mariah,
Wait.
so if
I have a
you start being
caller.
pampered, if you start being pampered,
Yes.
and you don't have to do any work at all,
Yeah.
are you going to leave your view to be pampered?
No, I won't leave your view. Your view is not. Your view is just your view now. Your view is just money. Your view is just money. Your view is just listen. Your view is between. Can I respond? Your view is between 7:30 and 11, and I'm done. I'm back home being pampered.
We don't want you to step out of the house. Do you know
don't
what it
understand
means to
this
be a
thing.
kept woman?
Okay, what if you are dressed up in the morning, just about to get
Breakfast in bed.
Baby, where you they go? Don't you know that I need your attention today? You just call Ovis.
My sister.
Level two.
Let me take this call.
It's a small job.
It's a small job.
Don't mind her.
The
Good
women
morning.
that are doing it.
I have a caller. Good morning, please. Hello.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Just like that.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's Tokwe and it's Waike and Nima and Bisi.
I know when white day is there. I know. I
Let's
understand
see.
white day. It's fancy everything. Now,
Go ahead.
My view is totally different.
Yes.
Now, women can be a life in the husband's house if you have married for 2 years, no child, and you are dominating and saying you are not. It's a liability when you don't have a child.
That's
after
not.
2 years.
When you have a
That's
child.
liability. Our mothers in those days they work. Our mothers they go to the farm they work. So people saying that she has 50 people, they should be living in Nigeria. But if they live here, you share everything. That's correct. It's olden days. In England, you have different type of marriage. You have partners. You don't call it marriage. You are living together, partners. They introduced that a few years back. So you have to share. So,
Mr. Ade, you must recognize. Mr. Ade, you must recognize that the England you live in, there were sometimes many, many years ago when the women were also dependent on their husbands. Yes. So it's the capitalist society that has, the evolution of the capitalist society where you are right now is where both is now 50-50. We are in the situation whereby many of us, many homes here, still hope that the men will be able to bring home the bacon while the women still stay home and take care of the children. The reason why many, if you look at the data from some of the countries in the West, many of them they lack that family, the raising kids in a certain kind of home. So they lack the culture, the values that we see that is deteriorating in the West. It's part of the fact that both parents have to work. So we understand where you are. But we're also referring to...
When a woman has a child, she's not in ability. But when you don't have a child after marriage, it's
a child thing. Okay,
But
thank you.
what if she can't have kids? Does that make her a liability?
Exactly. So why? Because
Well, it
if
depends
you don't have a child, why is that a liability though? I don't get that.
Depends on what the man wants at that time. So you bring beyond intimacy and beauty to the table. Naturally, in the course of nature, you bring much more than that.
I know somebody whose wife couldn't have a child, and he told her categorically that, listen, I didn't marry you because of a child. Both of us are companions, we're best friends, and they were fine with that.
I met a couple under 35, the husband is under 35, whose wife couldn't have a child. He paid for surrogacy, and the world did not fall.
Exactly.
He took care of her.
Adoption.
You see, that one sincerely loves her, not those ones that are entering partnership like us and talk. You know, those ones that
Like what?
They're entering partnership, not marriage. like Hassan said.
Oh, partner, why can't you a partnership now? Why can't you in a partnership?
No, those
No,
ones
in
that
50-50
what is that?
levels.
What, you want to kill YK to bring something. These people that I'm talking about, people are saying 60-40.
Oh,
You have come here now, and what did you do for me? Continue my lineage. You know, some men are in that space. Those kind of men, they will not know what to do. But this young guy was amazed at his age, that he thought, okay, we can't have kids, let's just do surrogacy.
Yeah.
So
Mindset.
he paid, and it said the contract, the wife has a child, nobody knows the story except when he tells you, and they're living happily.
Yeah.
I was shocked. So that kind of person still loves her, and she doesn't work. The woman actually doesn't work.
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up. Stay with us. We'll break right
A
back.
lot of men, they don't like their wives.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to take a few comments. You want to say something?
Yes,
first?
I want to say something. So I think this, as we're coasting home now, the conversation should be focused on what attributes should a woman have before getting into marriage. And I wish that was how Dr. Olamide started. What you should look out for if you're going to marry. You can have a job and lose that job. I lost my job after a few years working, and heaven did not fall. Because aside from the fact that I lost my job, I did not lose my intelligence. I did not use my ability to think. I did not use my ability to advise my husband to make the right decisions. I did not lose the skills that God had given to me. So if you say every woman should be equipped, as a man, you look out for a woman who has brains, who can sit you down and make plans. Okay, if we do this and do that, we'll see the result. And you see that it's working. That's what you should be looking out for. Because these physical things that we put so much attention, you must have money, you must have a job, they can go today. But if you have someone who, wherever he or she finds herself, can stand, can start afresh, who has that consistency, who has that perseverance, who has that energy to put in, that you have sorted half of the problems of life that life would ever throw at you. So let's focus on those intrinsic characteristics that would help us become better human beings.
Let me take this call.
You get
take from Ola. Good morning, Ola. Thanks for calling. From Ikorodu.
Yeah, good morning, Mariah.
Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone in the studio. Yeah, I've had all the conversations, both from the pastor and the analyst in the studio. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we can hear you.
I think I've had all the conversations. I think both from the pastor and the analyst in the studio. But my question is, what will you call a woman that has a career, left home in the morning, come back to sleep in the night? Not taking care of, doesn't have time for the children at home. What she brought on the table is 1/100, not paying any bills. So what do you call that kind of a woman? Number two is, there's a part of the country, there's a part of a region in this country that you will call a woman a liability. They won't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Because they take care of everything. I don't want to mention that part.
Thank you. I didn't get all what you said, Mr. Shola, but I can answer the question. They said that when a woman goes out all day and comes back listening, what kind of woman would you call that? That woman must have a very supportive husband who also takes care of the family and the home. So maybe his home's taking care of the kids, because as much as we know that women are the nurturers, men too, these modern men, I would say, have realized that they also are stepping up the plate. They need to step up the plate to take care of the children, do the school runs, and probably make dinner. So maybe if we have to be coming at 11 p.m., I'm sure she has a very good husband who's able to take care of the home.
Two from Tulu Lokpe, Elizabeth. A woman might not be a career person, but her ideas, suggestions, and input in the man's life, in general, financial growth, and the likes, teamwork is more important here. Right. This ties in with what you're saying. It doesn't have to be about you working in the but being a supportive spouse.
Yes, that one.
I always said value for value. That's what the new one was saying. Value for value. There's value. Let me take this comment. BC said it all. Most men don't know what they really truly want. They look at their neighbors or friends and they would never appreciate what they have. If I have a wife, I'll ask her to slow down her work so I can do most for her. She will do 30% and I'll do 70%. Please, not having a child doesn't make a woman a liability.
William Davis says house chore alone is more than salary job women they try you. Ask man to take kids to school for a week and see them complain. And these are things women do without complaining. Yeah. It's so painful men don't adore their wives. That creature is a small God. I adore women a lot. Women is the only creature that can do 4 works at a go. 4 works at a go. Cooking, washing plates, taking care of the baby, all at the same time. God bless women.
Yeah.
Truly, most men, in my own experience, school runs and all of those things, it doesn't sit well with the...
But you know, if you go to school these days, most men, but there are a lot of men there. When I go to pick up my kids in school, lots of men are picking up kids.
School is probably... my kids go to Muslim schools. I can tell you for a fact, I only once in a while see 2 men, 3 men. When it's time to come to school things, you will see women. Our side is always full. We are the ones coming every day. My child, my son, my this. The fathers, they will tell you they are making money. And that's the reality. So when you now give me money, you call me liability, we go discuss the matter.
Let me take this information.
Dr. Olumide,
Go ahead, Wake.
Dr. Olumide said, if beauty and intimacy is all you are bringing to a marriage, you are a liability. This is a discussion spiraling out of context. Or you ladies saying beauty and intimacy is all you can offer? Or are you ladies saying beauty and intimacy is all you can offer? Or are these enough? Men can get all this cheaper without liabilities.
Well, Ifeoma Lenitaba Johnson disagrees. She says that, do you know that some women starve their husbands of intimacy and of intimacy? Because they don't have the capacity or skills. Beauty and intimacy itself needs proper skills to play well.
Not like that. There is a lot of work.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Welcome to UBC. Hello, are you there?
Which is the one you want?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Lola.
This is Lola calling from Ilorin. Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning to all the ladies in the house.
Thank
I
you.
saw the clip. It was even my husband that was playing it. And when he just saw it, I just listened to it. I was like, no, I disagree 100%. Because right now I'm at home and I'm listening to you. But my husband, on the other hand, because I had a work while I got married, but because the work is so demanding, he has to work up to 6:30 in the evening. So I have to keep it up just to look after the children and to take care of the house. And up to now, I'm not doing anything, but instead I'm doing some other things to buy myself, I share some little things. But my husband does not complain. He even tell me, please, when I come back, I want to see you not looking straight. I want to see you not looking. If you cannot see the just leave it. If anybody comes to greet us, and they should not come and greet us again. He will never force me to do other things. And he has never seen me as a liability. Because he will tell me that I cannot wash my clothes by myself. You have not been helping me. How will I be able to do it? So it is something on your own part. And if you see my children outside, you will greet them. They don't look tougher. They look so clean. They look cultured. And they look educated. That is the work I'm doing for now. And I don't see myself as a liability at all. I see myself as a woman that is doing well.
You're not. You're doing your work.
Thank you. Then other things, even if he doesn't, I had an help. Even because the fact that I was saying that I still have an help helping me. And he doesn't complain. He just wants me to look good. Exactly. The children to look good, and that one is a good job for him on his own. So
yes, thank you very much, Lola. There's a serious stress on a working class woman. Yes. We have serious stress on us. We are always
all the time. Sometimes like you don't know where to keep the cap. You carry the office wahala to the house. You are shouting at everybody. Yes. You are fuming at everybody. And men need to understand that the societies where they share 50-50, the women have more rights. So are we ready to have that here? It's not now that when your wife wants to go out, she has to take permission 17 times before you finally allow them out. If she starts bringing 50-50,
when they are seeking for visas, when they are seeking for visas to go to this women country, they will say they are going. When they get there, you dance Nigerian doing video. I'm the one doing everything. She have control me. She have Nigerian women once they cross. Be careful. Be careful. Don't marry.
People should not pick
the reality is different.
Me that
Just decide you want.
I know how sometimes my face is pale because stress. Everybody's stressing me, and I just want to just shout and say, "Leave me alone." You know, I just want to lock myself in my room and be, not answer anybody. But I don't have that privilege. I don't have that luxury, of not.
I would like, I've said it. I would like to taste it. Even like 1 month in that kind of luxury. It just. I don't have to do jack, man.
That's why when he sees that I'm like that, it just takes me out of the travel.
Just somewhere. Let me order just something, you know.
Especially those women who work really hard and they're doing more in the home.
He sent a message. Most men who do school runs have some of their teachers as their mistresses or
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I go in my own children's school. A lot of parents, even my husband sometimes, because of his business, he's able to pick up the kids in school. You know, I said that.
What you see is more lesser than what some people have seen. I'm telling you.
What are you telling me?
Sad to say it here. When I was in secondary school, the parents who came to drop the junior students were asking for the younger girls.
Numbers.
Yeah.
I remember.
Sometimes it was outrageous. I remember going home to say my mom.
that was then
that
now.
A classmate of mine called a student's parent by name. All sorts of nonsense.
Yes.
Some things, outrageous things happen.
Yes.
And
we
they
will
will still
not see any evil, we will not hear any evil.
Amen.
Let's just...
Amen.
Me, I'm always thrilled when I go pick up the kids in school and I see lots of fathers coming to pick up them because we really need that men and women to feel that they are part responsible
I should
to.
talk this thing that I like to talk.
I
So
like
that island side everybody like to go.
Island
That
side.
parents that come and do. In
That's
fact,
generalization.
Princess said it on this show.
Yeah,
You people were laughing that day.
I didn't hear.
Ah.
Oh yes.
Forget.
She was saying that more for something. Yeah, I remember her now.
Because
She called
teachers
people,
are
she
hot
said
these
even
days.
mother self. She talks some outrageous
Teachers
things.
are hot these days.
Outrageous
so-
things. So.
Anyways, we have to let's take a few more comments.
Not, we'll
Hey,
not see
You will not meet them.
want their women to have kids and then not have stretch marks, do stressful work and still look like Sisi, go out and make tons of money and then do all the cooking and serving. People do.
Even men, they will be saying they are growing old, but they don't want the women to grow old. And so once you are finished with your sex, your intimacy and your beauty that you brought in, they finish because you know these things will fade with time. Once you age, you might go.
Somebody here is telling me that
discouraging people.
Somebody here is telling me that Ilorin men take care of their women. I don't know about that.
It's
So.
Islamic culture, custom. That's why I don't do traditional. Traditional means that my kids must not be hungry. I'll go and find what they will eat. But as a Muslim woman, they must pay salary. Collecting my salary unfailingly. I know
Imagine.
Why didn't I know
must
about
pay
this
salary.
religion?
So you must pay
You
salary.
collect salary.
Yes, I have.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
Hey.
I need to sit you.
They say Ilorin men take care of their women. Ekiti men too take care of their wives.
Things like this. You just
Ekiti men take care of their wives too.
I'm changing my religion.
To Islam. You, traditionalist. Okay, we don't want you. Even here, we don't want you.
Listen,
In African custom, women are strong.
Yeah.
In
I
African
just want that salary
women don't see that. They'll say Abiyamo Kinjoko. You can't have kids and be watching your kids go and cry of hunger. African custom you must get up, but in Islam, just come and
chill and take care of your
Imagine
children.
that.
Need something. I just make a phone
Just
call.
Oh my
understand the
goodness.
situation
You
that
see,
you find
you're living the
yourself.
life.
Work with it.
Small.
You're living the life.
But I still want to
situation
have
you
a life
find
and they still
yourself.
give me small.
Yes. Let me let you wrap up, Obiajulu.
Yes. So
You're our
the
coach in the
idea
house.
the idea is to work with what you have, what is presented to you, and make the best of your situation. Know what you have beforehand. Open your eyes clear as you are selecting, so you don't
As a man.
complain a few years back that this person is not doing anything. And nobody usually no woman comes to a relationship with just beauty and body.
Exactly.
The same woman will give birth. The same woman will cook for you. The same woman will wash your clothes. Even if she doesn't have that 9-to-5 job, she's giving the value that another person you have to pay tons of money to get them to give that value. So let's not stop discouraging women for wanting what they want and being beautiful and trying to show it. Let's applaud every woman. Every woman
That
is
is
born with a
something.
value. As from the time that you're a child, you are being trained on how to take care and nurture
And I
other
always,
people. That's a lot.
And I always reference what Nima always says, that listen, she's a proud mother. It's her ambition is to raise amazing children. And I think that's a valid ambition and should be celebrated and encouraged. So if a woman say, in my own life, all this you are going up and down doing Wiggy and Brazilian, I'm not interested. I just want to stay in my house and raise my children.
Privately.
That in itself is
And as a
worthy
man,
of commendation.
What you want and feed it.
And I think that
What you want is a woman that is by your side. Let her bring her beauty and looks. Don't let somebody tell you what is liability
or
not.
not.
Yes.
Find
I
it
think
yourself.
I've said this on this show before, and I'll say it again. I think people should stop undermining housewives because that is a very, very difficult job for you to bring up maybe 2-3 children or maybe 4. And
Must you always mention that figure? Please, the average is 3, 2 and 3 is okay.
But some people are 4 now.
and you bring them up and they all
Call their names.
they are all educated and they are good children. That in itself deserves award.
Yes. And even after having 4 children and still looking like
Yes,
that,
baby.
it's not easy.
You're glowing.
Oh, it's not easy, man. Please. Please.
We have to start show us your new figure now.
Whatever, it's for Mr. Brown, not for you.
Let me close.
Have a lovely
Joy.
whatever.
Why you saying it's not
We'll
for
see you. YK, please just calm down.
I only see you on Instagram.
We're close.
My goodness.
Your mic
Good for you. Mike, God has off your mic.